Long gone are the days of waiting to be seen in a doctor's office only to have that awkward conversation with your healthcare provider. Wisp gives you access to sexual and reproductive healthcare from the comfort of your home. Get treatment for BV, yeast infections, UTIs, and much more delivered directly to your home or ready for pickup at your local pharmacy in less than 3 hours. The best part? Wisp is discreet, convenient, and you don't need medical insurance to receive care or prescription medication. Visit us today at hellowisp.com.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 17, Episode 2, titled Drag Talent Show. No, it's not. Drag Queens Got Talent, Part 2. My name's Joe Batanz, and I am joined, as always, by one deleterious co-host from the podcast Bravo, Bravo, effing Bravo. Please say...
It's a battle of the white girls.
To Mr. Nathan Patrick Brown. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Joe. How you doing?
Nathan's being funny because we can't. There's a new thing where we can't play the clip 0 because it all comes on one channel and it's under the. Guys, it's hard to explain. So I just put it in post. I think actually last week Patreon didn't get the clip 0 because I forgot. I remember for public feed, I think. Anyway, I'm doing very well, Nathan. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Watching this episode, you know, guys, we already recorded our award winning. In fact, I know it's already released of Just Between Us Goyles. It used to come out after the main show, but now it comes out before, which makes chronological sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
It does make chronological sense that you hear what we chatted about before the show and then hear about everything after. You know what's so funny, Nathan? Is we did this Just Between Us girls, and I thought about three topics that we could have talked about on this Just Between Us girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know. Look, you know what? Let me not do this now. I'll tell you why. We're gonna read an email that I got. In fact, I should pull that email up. Okay, I got an email, and. Okay, so let me tip my hand a little bit to everybody. This new truncated version of the show is new for us too, and how we maneuver that and finagle that, and it's a work in progress as we learn how to do what we do. And so last week, as we recorded the show, I didn't really have a handle on how we were going to do it. I have a better sense now, and it'll get more finessed over the weeks, you know. And it'll get better. Actually, for the public feed, it'll get better for you. But intentionally, and Nathan knows this, I was doing a lot of bullshit at the top because I didn't know. I wanted to give you guys a 45-minute show, but I didn't know how I was going to do it and still truncate. And I didn't know how long we were going to go or anything. So there was a lot of bullshit up top. Okay?
I just thought you were more interested in my opinions and wanting to have a chat. So that was vamping?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, we just talked about non-related show stuff. So let me read this email I got. Let me read this email I got. Okay. Okay, here's what the email says. And I addressed it to this person, but so this person wrote to me. I'm not going to say who it is. But this is what the email says. All right? And she's doing a little take on the Nancy Pelosi marching in and saying, I would usually say good morning, but it's not whatever. You sent at me, right? So she says, usually I would say good morning, but I can't because you have me stressed out, LOL. Okay, first things first. I know I may be the only person who cares about this, but it has to be said. I don't have a lot of friends that watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and so I really find comfort in podcast and Reddit. That being said, it is odd and weird how this podcast did the first episode of this season. One, I understand wanting to make money, but come on, what was the point of even making the episode to talk about the show for 7 minutes? Two, why not make Untucked or Rulaska Thoughts paid? 3, Not all listeners have tons of extra income. It felt elitist to pretend you were going to do an episode and waste our time. 4, you could have at least talked about the runways. 5, I love how petty Joe with the songs and jokes, but nothing in this episode made me want to join Patreon. So I wrote back to this person. I wrote a very nice email, but what did you say? It was very. I'll read it in a second. But what is your response, Nathan? And don't be a Lori, and don't be like go fuck yourself or anything like that. That's not what I did, and that wasn't the position. That wasn't the position I took.
Well, I haven't listened to what the main show ended up sounding like for the free feed, so I can't comment to what was picked and what was not picked to be in it. But if a part of me is sort of like, if you don't want to pay for Patreon, don't. You know, like if you don't, what do you want me to do here, doll?
So I didn't realize this till after we recorded the episode. But I realized the way to do this was we'll talk about the show up front, and then we will, like what we did last week, but then the middle, so we don't have to vamp as much. We'll fill out the time with sort of the greatest hits. No. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Not the greatest hits. The B tier hits from the episode, the recap episode. And then we'll do the conclusion. So you'll get a very good taste of the episode. Okay. So let me read you what I wrote. I might stop along the way and say what I said. So I wrote, hey, thanks for writing. So you make some interesting points and let me address them. 1, I released a solo show that explains why this is happening, but essentially it doesn't make financial sense right now to release the full episode on the public feed. The ad market in podcasts is bone dry. So the public feed is getting few, if any, ads. And the schedule is such that there isn't really much difference in the time that the show drops on Patreon and the public feed. So the problem is twofold. First, I would essentially be posting the show for free, and this is ultimately a business. 2, the perceived value for the people that do pay would be so diminished that the ones who pay may think, well, the public feed has no ads and basically comes out at the same time. Why not just listen for free? Okay. 1. 2, I'm addressing her second point here. Her second point was, why not make Untucked or Rulaska Thoughts paid? I know we talked about the show for longer than, I don't know where the 7 minutes came in. I know we talked about the show for longer than 7 minutes. Right now, there is this opening banter. You got then an extended discussion about the episode as a whole. There was a whole segment that included some clips from the entire show, and then it ended with a final wrap-up. 3, okay, just want to say, I don't know what Untucked is in terms of our podcast, but the fact that you want to make Rulaska Thoughts paid and not the recap shows exactly why it should be as the one that's for sale. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you're saying, oh, why not make Rulaska Thoughts paid? Then you're making me think, well, that's the one that should be free. If you're saying that one should be paid because you don't want to hear that, that means, well, then, yeah. Next, yes, it is sad that people don't have extra income. I don't have extra income. That's why I have to do what I'm doing. I'm in the same boat, and that's why we did this. I've been talking about this for months, but you don't ask how other artists. You don't ask other artists to give their stuff out for free. You don't say, Taylor Swift, why are you charging money for your concerts? You know?
And she bleeds me dry as a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Like, I have given her so much fucking money, and she doesn't need it, but I still do it.
RuPaul's Drag Race isn't free, I pointed out. It requires a subscription. Okay? 4, again, you're saying the quiet part out loud. When you say that I could have put the runways shows why I shouldn't have put the runways. Also, and I haven't talked about this. Someone from the public feed wrote in and said that they hate Mr. Blackstone. So I was like, well, if they don't like Mr. Blackstone, then easy fix. Don't put it in the public feed, you know? And then I wrote, I'm sorry you can't join Patreon, but these truncated shows are a work in progress, and we will work harder to find the right balance. Thanks for writing in. Now, I will say to her credit, She was totally kind when she wrote back. She responded. She didn't say anything super special, but she did point out that she's a single mother of 2 kids. She doesn't have extra income, but that she's going to try and find it, right? And here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. Person, you know who you are. I hope you have not signed up yet, okay? I hope you have not signed up. If you have not signed up, because this has nothing to do with me being a dick. It has to do with what Patreon will let me do and not do. If you have not signed up, email me, and I will send you, out of my pocket, 2 free months of executive tier.
Whoa.
2 free months on me. Yeah, 2 free months of executive tier on me.
Does that mean everyone should email you?
No. 2 free months of executive tier on me. Thank you for writing in. There we go. Everything else good with you, Nathan?
Yeah. And I would encourage everyone to write in if they have something they want to get off their chest.
Okay, well, you better do some very good shit. So yes, please support the show. You're getting this past week was so fucking good. There was depending on what level you were, there was a brand new show out every day of the week. And it's going to continue that way, despite the fact that I have a second job. So here's what I need you guys to do. Go to patreon.com. And by the way, last week's first episode was fucking worth it. Go to and you get it early, ad-free. It's great. Patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. I'll put that offer code. I think the offer code is still good. No, I don't think it is. But I'll put a new offer code. It'll be in this show.
Yeah.
And join with the offer code, take advantage of the offer code, and it'll all be good. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we are actually going to talk, Nathan, about the episode. We'll be right back right after this.
Taking on a DIY job around the house is the ultimate summer project. But if your DIY home security system is a beware of dog sign, when your real pet is Princess the cat, that's safe-ish. To be actually safe, help protect your home with a DIY system from ADT. It's easy to install and gives you virtual assistance from ADT's technical support team. Best of all, you can tell everyone in the neighborhood you set it up yourself. Don't settle for safe-ish this summer. DIY with ADT instead. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Make your next vacation unforgettable on Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Star of the Seas. It's everything you've loved about every family vacation you've ever been on, with mind-blowing thrills at the largest water park at sea, 7 onboard pools for every level of chill, more than 40 ways to dine and drink, and even more to enjoy at our award-winning private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. This is the new Star of the Seas. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
And we are back. All right. This week, the 7 remaining queens perform in the talent show after the non-performing queens rate the other queens in the talent show. Lexi Love and Crystal Envy are named the top 2 queens of the week and face off in a lip-sync battle for the win. After all was sung and done, Lexi Love was named the winner of this week's challenge. As for the bottom 2, Hormona Lisa was named the bottom queen of the week and forced to face off in a lip-sync against episode 1 bottom queen, Acacia Forgot. In the end, Acacia Forgot was told, Shantae, you stay, while Hormona Lisa was asked to sashay away, but in a twist for the season, Hormona Lisa won another chance in the competition and lived to see another day. Nathan, Patrick Brown, we got a lot of questions for you today. Were the right top 2 queens in the top? Were the right 2 queens in the bottom? Did the right queen win the challenge? Did the right queen lose the challenge? And what did you think of that twist at the end? Let's go one by one. Nathan, Patrick Brown were the right top 2 queens in the top?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think Lexi should have been there. I was happy with Lexi.
sure.
I thought the other one was more middle of the road. For my personal tastes, I would have preferred Corey King to be in the top for some reason. Not that any of the fucking talent shows were that good, but I liked her energy. But I was ultimately quite happy with that lip sync. I thought that was fun. The other lip sync, not so much.
Well, we're not there yet. Please answer the questions.
You did ask 8, so what's the next one?
I'm going one by one. Look, ultimately, Lexi Love should have been there, but I'm ambivalent about who should have been the second one. You know, I already told Robert for Alaska Thoughts tomorrow. A discussion topic was a Reddit post I saw. I guess the Reddit post was referencing other Reddit comments about how no one's really connecting to the queens this season.
Okay.
And then the reasons why they think that is. And I have thoughts on that, and that'll be on Alaska Thoughts, which is available completely on the public feed, much to this writer's chagrin. But I'm ambivalent. But yeah, Lexi Love should have been there. What about the right two queens? Were the right two queens in the bottom? I mean, Acacia Forgot and Hormona Lisa.
Yeah, I thought Hormona was the worst. And yes, she did something different, but I'm sick of like giving someone a pass for doing something different.
Well, if you do something different and you're shitty, like she was obviously shitty.
That's the thing. Yeah. Lexi did roller skates, which was different, but it was super fun. Hormona did stand up. Well, I suppose we'll talk about this later, but I don't even think it was stand up. It was more just like her drag race set, like just like a hosting gig set, right?
Oh, I forgot something. Yeah.
And I thought their lip sync was not as fun to watch.
We're not
as
at the lip sync yet.
That's right.
Did the right queen win the challenge? Like, in other words, who won that lip sync between the top two?
Lexi.
And you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I do. I thought it was. Am I allowed to talk about the lip sync?
Yeah, this is the lip sync part.
Oh, okay. I thought it was pretty evenly matched, honestly, but Lexi had that little extra zhuzh to it, which I think I enjoyed. And so I can see why you'd give it to Lexi.
I agree with you. I thought they really captured the essence of the song quite well. Even though I do agree that it did seem like two white girls rapping, you know, but whatever. Did the right queen go home on that lip sync?
I'd say yes. I didn't like this lip sync. I don't think Acacia, what she did with the makeup brush in her butt cheek, like I don't think that was that special. I actually found it a little bit like ugh. But at least it was a little bit something more. And because she gave more, then yeah, I can see why Hormona should have gone.
The correct answer is they were both horrible. This is a horrible lip sync.
Well, yeah.
And wasn't there someone last season or All Stars in one of the seasons I was on where they did a shitty lip sync too, but because they went through, they thought that they did really well. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, that's every season.
Yeah, and I was like, no, Mom. But it does remind me of this. Who was that horrible? Deja Sky. Remember she thought she was a lip sync assassin?
Yeah, and she thought her snatch game was so fucking funny.
Yeah, and it was like, girl, you were on. Yeah.
This Acacia, sorry, I can't say her name. I was so disappointed just knowing that she had like an extra week to prepare or, you know, like 2 days to prepare. She knew she was going to be lip syncing that night. And I'm like, and that's still what you wore? Like you didn't have like a reveal planned underneath? Like sacrifice the runway category. You're already in the bottom and wear something that will be a lot more fun for us to watch in a lip sync. Give yourself an edge. And I'm not talking about a good makeup brush.
You had a week to practice in your room. And then what did you think of that Badonka Dunk Michelle Visage challenge? That twist.
Okay, so when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is fun. I want to see Michelle get dunked. And I was like, well, obviously it's going to be rigged. But I was like, well, obviously they're not going to say fucking Hormona. And then when she she dunked Michelle and she's going to be here for another week. I was pretty let down by that, honestly. I was like, if you're going to rig
How
it.
are you surprised? It's so surprised. It's not surprised. First of all, they said 2 people, right? There'll be 2 of them. You're like, oh, it has to be the first one because you have to get the instant gratification for a challenge like this. You can't, because next week and the next few weeks or however until they use the other one, it's going to be like Michelle goes like, it's chocolate, So like they need to give you some excitement to watch Michelle fall in the dunk tank on the first one. This is so fucking rigged. Everybody knows it. I don't think I'm revealing anything. I think anybody with half a brain cell knows that it was rigged.
Of course.
And she could have pulled any lever and Michelle would have been dunked.
Well, yes, because I don't know how the mechanism would have worked. Like, I didn't see a fucking cable running towards that dunk tank.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how anyone would have rigged that up. So yeah, it was rigged. But I just don't like how it was last week where it was like, and someone will be going home. And they make a big deal now. They're like, we're not just going to have non-elimination. Someone's going home. Well, guess what, Mimi? No one went home.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very good. Well, okay, so this is the part, and I want the public feed to understand this. We are going to kind of leave you. What you're going to hear after the tone is some of the... Oh, I didn't explain why I'm not doing A tier, S tier stuff, right? On the curated stuff. Let me explain it here. I just know personally as a consumer... If they were like, oh, here's a truncated version of the show with some greatest hits in the middle, and then I went and paid money for the Patreon, and those were actually the best parts and everything else was mediocre, I would be so pissed and not sign up again. So the promise I make to you is the clips you're going to hear is what I consider to be like B tier, maybe some A tier, right? But any S or A tier, you're not going to get that. And it's not for me being a dick. It's so that for the people who do sign up, they like the fireworks rant last week. Chef's kiss, right? Didn't make it into the public feed one, right? You got like B tier, nothing lower than B. Nothing lower than B. I'll promise that. Nothing lower than B, but the B tier stuff. That way, when you sign up for Patreon, you're going to get top tier A tier, S tier rants and funny bits and stuff like that. I listened to Mr. Blackstone's looks this week. Girl, he has a major fucking problem. Like
He's
it's
horrible.
almost it's offensive. It's awful. So
but he has such a good
gonna,
turn of phrase, though.
He really does. So, okay, so public feed. This is where we leave you. Look for that offer code. Go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Guys, everyone's doing it. It's fun. Join. You're going to get some good content. Here we go. See you in a little bit. Oh, there she is.
Oh.
What?
Lori.
Okay, everyone. Lori signed on. I told her not to sign up for the public feed part. Why are you wearing some sort of like mask for like painters wear to filter out like the debris and stuff?
Because the air quality is poor where I'm at. So
in your apartment?
Yeah, in my apartment. Star just crop dusted me. So
you know there are things called you know there are things called air filters, right?
Yeah, we have 3. No, we have well, no, actually, sorry.
How much air is in your apartment?
Let me take it off.
How many face masks are you wearing?
Yeah.
You know, I went and saw...
She did this for an audio podcast, too.
She's so funny. Well, I went and saw Lord of the Rings, the musical, on the weekend, and it was a bit janky, like how they performed some of it. And the orcs just wore like trackies and those types of masks. So when she signed on, I was like, it's an orc.
Oh, no. What's going on? What show? What's the Star Show doing?
All right, hold on. There, I turned off the camera.
See, this Nathan.
What?
This Lori asked to be on the show, and this is the kind of I told you, like, this is what it can't be. The public feed would never sign up for Patreon. They knew this is what they were getting.
Oh no! What tier is this, Joe?
I know this is the you have to have a higher tier.
It's an apartment. I'm not going to tell her she can't come in the living room and go.
Wait, is she naked?
She just was wearing her nightgown.
We've seen her walk in the background before, Lori.
She felt self-conscious.
Speaking of my,
what is it in the 1920s? Just come on out.
What'd she say?
She's wearing
She's wearing
her
vestments.
nightgown. She felt self-conscious. Now she's just standing there staring at me. I love you.
Or like a ghost in a nightgown.
Oh, wow. This isn't the 1920s. Go to bed, wife.
What'd you say? Oh, she said she didn't want you guys to see her boobs hanging out.
We don't want to see that either.
No, they said they didn't want to see that either. Thank God.
Joe
Yeah,
said
you
that,
know
not
what?
me.
I see enough chi-chis all day at my second job. I don't need to see stars chi-chis.
Were you a little worried that you were going to see like chi-chis and be like, maybe I should take a turn at these? Maybe
Absolutely
old woman
not.
chi-chis.
Let me tell you
are
this.
what I've been wanting.
I had to deal with a resident. Well, I can't talk about that, but like, I'm not even sure I'm gay anymore. I think I'm just like asexual.
Yeah, like all sex repels you.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the episode. After the last episode, the girls congratulate Susie Toot on. Oh, Lori is sitting in, by the way. A person who doesn't watch the show, but you watched it, right, Lori? Oh, look at her.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right. After the last episode, the girls congratulate Susie Toot on her win, and Acacia Forgot announces she won't forget who placed her in the bottom and vows to rate the queen strategically. Finally, the queens face the sobering realization that one of them will be gone next episode. Or will they? Next day, Lawrence Chaney enters the workroom to announce this week's runway category. Is it cake? In the workroom, Corey King thinks there may be a romance blossoming with Lydia Collins. Hormona Lisa hopes for a stand-up comedy challenge. Acacia prepares to, maybe she wanted to watch one. I don't think it was part of it. Acacia prepares a lip sync for her life. And finally, Lucky borrows purple makeup from Arietti. Later, Acacia hopes out loud that she will lip sync against Hormona. And Hormona points out that any voice, well, we can't talk, points out that any voice, Hormona points out that any votes
Australian.
against her I know that's where they're coming from, are votes against RuPaul. Let's stop right there. Why don't we go with our special guest, Lorian K. Rockingham, who's just watched the first 2 episodes of the season. The longest streak she's had in watching Drag Race episodes, by the way. Lorian, what did you think of this part when they came in afterwards and they were congratulating Susie Toot and all that drama? Just this part of the show.
Well, I will say this. I was very confused that Susie Toot won. If you had told me that she was in the bottom, I would have been like, yeah, of course. That was terrible. Who knew that just tapping your leg and making dead eye contact was the comedy genius that RuPaul was looking for? So yeah, I mean, I guess good for her. I didn't quite understand why Acacia said that she was going to remember who voted for her to be in the bottom, because nobody knows who voted for you to be in the bottom. So
yeah, and also she's like, yeah, I will get to rate next week, you bitches. And I'm like, yeah, you still have to rank from like 1 to 7. You can't rank them all last.
Yeah.
What power do you think you have?
Yeah. No, we'll find out later. She clearly doesn't understand how it works. So she thinks she's the one who decides.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So weird. I wrote in my notes some weird inside joke about Acacia Forgot. That means nothing to anybody
Acacia.
Here.
That's right. Acacia.
Yeah.
Say
Acacia Forgot.
Acacia Forgot. It's Acacia.
Yeah. I'm still not sure Lori gets the joke of the name.
Yes, in case you forgot. I got it.
Okay. So
Hormona didn't, but
they say
I did.
this is. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not even sure Hormona's ever seen a joke or heard one.
I think she took a comedy class literally the day before.
Oh, you're assuming she took a class. It sounds like someone told her once while they were chewing food what stand-up comedy was.
I'll say why I think she took a class in the...
Wait, hold on. When we get there. Yeah. But I was going to say, they go, this is the last time we'll all be together. I'm like, no, it's not. You literally have multiple days. This is coming to the shooting schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the beginning of the second episode. You have hours and hours and days together before you are apart. So I don't know. That was a very dumb thing. And then Susie Toot started the tap dancing thing again. I was like, oh, this bitch. I'm already so done with the tap dancing.
I know. Last week you were like, you get it once. You do it once. But no, lo and behold, she did it again.
It's going to be, speaking of Deja Sky, it's going to be, it's going to be that all fuck until she goes home. It's going to be the,
It's going to be like, every queen has that. Who's the one who had the sponges? And then was it Bob who was purse first? You know, I mean, it's like everybody has that thing that they just drive into the ground. So, you know.
Except there's always time for a cocktail. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about that next day when Lawrence Chaney came in, winner of Drag Race UK, I believe season 2, correct?
Uh-huh.
And he came in to announce the runway category, Is It Cake? Did you guys have any thoughts here on everything that happened during this segment?
It kind of felt pretty shoehorned in. I don't know why Lawrence was there.
I'm almost wondering if they filmed the episodes back to back. In other words, I could be wrong here. Maybe this is their final day together, so that they had one day and then the very next day they did another day. And so RuPaul was just in makeup. They're like, we don't have time. We have to get through this.
I think it was because they were doing Traitors.
Yeah. And I would have preferred if they were.
Wait, who was doing Traitors?
They were.
Well, Lawrence.
Yeah, they were doing the what's his face, the host of Traitors. Oncoming. Yeah, I thought that's why they did the whole thing, because they were saying like, didn't they even say one of you is gonna, you know?
Yeah, but they're gonna fly out Lawrence Chaney all the way from fucking Scotland for a stupid joke. These people are so fucking cheap.
I mean, that's what it felt like.
How cheap are they?
They're so cheap.
They didn't even finish his punchline.
Yeah, future. No, they're so cheap they couldn't even pay attention. There we go. All right, I'm gonna edit. Now, when I edit
I don't
that,
know why they
right. Like it's gonna sound so smooth when I edit that. It's gonna sound like I just said it. Right. Let me do it again. They're so cheap they couldn't even pay attention. Yeah, just wait till that sounds in the edit.
Star specifically asked me not to laugh out loud, so that was for her.
How does Star know what we're talking about?
Because she's asleep right now. So she asked me, could you be quiet and not laugh too loud? So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Let me talk about some things here. All right. Corey King's like, I think there's a little romance blossomy with me and Lydia B. Collins. I'm like, you guys have known each other a day.
There's
Lydia be tripping.
I mean, everybody looks everybody looks the same, but there's like at least 2 romances budding, isn't there? There's like a couple of romances that I feel like are gonna take on. So I'd be interested to see what happens at the end of the season. At the end of the series.
Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. Now, here's the thing too, is I want to go back to the Lawrence Chaney thing. I liked the bit. It was cute. I like seeing Lawrence. He did a good job. She did a good job. You know, I hear a boy name, I start saying they did a good job, whatever. But there's a part where like they're doing like, is it cake? Is it cock or is it cake? And then Lawrence, there's a statue of a rooster, and Lawrence strikes the statue, and it turns out it's cock, right? Ha ha ha. But I swear a piece of it broke off, and then they cut back to it, and it was not broken. Am I wrong?
No, a piece of it did break off. I forgot. It was like the beak or something broke off. But what I love was everyone was like, oh, please, please, please. And then when it wasn't cake, everybody was like, I don't get it. Like, it was like, you're not understanding the bit? Like, this is the point of it's a cock. That's what it's called. Like, but I think they legit thought they were going to cut through the rooster and it was going to be a penis.
To be fair, the whole is it cake thing this whole episode really confused me. Halfway through the runway, I was like, that's not a cake look. That's not a cake look. And then I was like, oh, it's butt butts.
Well, you know, I'm not going to blame the drag queens because they do get they don't get the exact one. They get like a vague thing. And so I think some of them were playing with it, not knowing what the premise was. Totally. I don't know. It was weird. Let me talk about something I was confused about. So there was a part, and I think I have it here. I mentioned it a little bit, and I was sort of vague on purpose. Oh, Lucky, whatever Lucky's name is, borrows purple makeup from Arietti. But there is, I didn't mention it in here, some sort of like flirty tone to the whole thing. I did not understand what the fuck was going on. Did you get it, Nathan? Did you understand what was going on here?
Is this when they said, are you bottom bunk or top bunk? And they're both like, I just like going camping. And I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You just do rims?
Do I have to explain this to you guys? They're trying to find out if they're tops or bottoms, but they're saying
I got that, Lori. But when they say I go camping? What do they mean by that?
What does that mean? Tops or bottoms? Like the bunk?
You explain it for us.
Gay sex, when typical gay male sex is one man is considered a top, and he inserts his penis into the anus of the bottom, which is the
what?
Yeah, which is the. And that person is the bottom.
But wait, the butt, that's for like poop to come out, Lori.
No, it's also for penis to go in. So,
So you put penis in your butt?
I am a lesbian. I put a different thing in a different thing.
Oh. Well, now I want to know what that thing is and what the other thing is, but go ahead.
It's not that kind of show. So, the person who was talking was trying to figure out which one of these two was a top or a bottom to see if they were a quote unquote match. But both of them basically said, I'm versatile. I will do whatever. But then what I found confusing was then you go to, I don't know names. You go to this one queen who said, I've never kai-kai'd with anyone.
Yeah.
But he might be my first. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Kai is when two drag queens have sex with each other. Yeah. I like how Lori's like, you dummies, and doesn't understand the essential point of the conversation.
No, so I thought he was saying he's never like topped somebody. So he's still not saying whether he's a top or a bottom. So they're both saying they're versatile.
So here's the thing. And this is going to be further discussed in detail on Rulasca Thoughts. Just more because I haven't really organized my thoughts. Not because I'm holding anything back. I just haven't totally wrapped my brain around this or organized my thoughts on this. But this moment and this conversation this is what sparked my thinking we should talk about this on Rulasca Thoughts and everything. It seemed really hollow. It seemed really, really them trying to make a moment, them being very aware they're on television, them trying to be a meme, them trying to make a viral video. Like, they're trying to be, they're not real people. They're not acting like real people. They're acting like these ciphers who are like AI doing an AI generated script about RuPaul's Drag Race. It was very odd, and I think it's part of the reason why I have trouble connecting to these people as characters or as people. And I think this moment was emblematic of that. Go ahead and weigh in on this, Nathan. You're agreeing.
Yeah, it read false to me, the whole premise being like, I'm coming over for more purple paint. Because it's like, you're painting your whole fucking body purple. Why didn't you pack more purple? And like, of course you're going to run out of purple if you're painting it everywhere. And like, I was just like, this is just a easy segue to come over, but there was no payoff.
But we've seen moments like this before in the workroom, and maybe there've been other ones that seem just as artificial, but this one did not seem organic.
There's never been an organic
any way whatsoever
in this entire goddamn series. What are you guys talking about? It's all truncated.
Well, I think there's genuine good moments.
Show, Lori? Why did you want to come on the show today?
Just for this moment. No, I'm serious. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like?
No, and I don't think that's true. I think definitely, look, there's been like diminishing returns on the authenticity or verisimilitude of the moments. But I would say even as you go through season 10 or 11, we'll stop there. There were moments in the workroom that seemed real, you know, that like even if they were manipulated by producers, the producers manipulated real emotions out of these people, you know. So, but this just seemed like, and it's been like this for a few seasons, but this is to me like the nadir of authenticity on this show, which is like, it didn't even seem like, sometimes you have these moments where you could tell the drag queen has been like prompted by the producer to say something. But then a real moment comes out of that. This was just these queens decided we're going to make a moment, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I just don't see it as like a bad thing. I also think it's episode 2, so they're just kind of, like you were saying, they're just feeling each other out. So there's not going to be a lot of genuine moments because they don't really know each other.
Anything you want to weigh in?
Well, just Laura, you're cleaning your ears whilst talking to us.
My ear was itchy.
Sort of just really
I
took
wasn't
me out of the
cleaning my
moment.
ear. I was itching my ear.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's a real moment that didn't feel forced.
Yeah. I wanted to know what kind of glamping they go on where they get bunk beds in a tent.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
That seems like some high end camping.
There's a running joke on the show, and Robert brought it up, where like Lexi Love is super old, and you're like, she's 32.
It's
like
crazy,
Nathan, she's younger than you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I look younger than her, but the way they're like, oh my god, her old creaky bones, and they're calling her auntie, and I'm like, come on, guys, let's hire an actual older drag queen to be on the show.
Yeah, it was very, very silly.
And
I
also,
guess I covered everything. Go ahead.
This Acacia, she feels like the dumbest person in the world to me because she's like, I feel bad for whoever has to be in the bottom and have to lip sync straight away. I can't imagine being in the bottom and having to lip sync straight away. And I'm like, bitch, that's what it's been every week for 17 years. And she's like, I can't imagine it. And I'm like, I think she's dumb. Dumb as bricks.
Acacia forgot?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She probably had a different name for her last name and then forgot it because she was like, she's dumb. And so when they were like, what's Acacia what? She's like, oh, I forgot. And they're like, Acacia forgot.
Like, oh, that'll work.
The whole time she was doing this whole like with the order and everything like that, I was like, bitch, you're just one vote.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
You're one vote. You're not going to throw the whole thing. And 2, how about this? And we saw this. It wasn't the case. She was so busy plotting who's going to vote for. Just do a great lip sync.
Well,
I know.
She was like, I have to be so strategic. And it's like, what?
No, you don't.
Whereas, like, half of the other queens in that room would be like, oh, I don't care who's in the bottom because I know I'm going to win anyway. It's like, back yourself. She wasn't backing herself. Because she was, like, looking around she's like, oh, they'd beat me. And I'm like, you're not serving charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent right now.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question, actually. There was a whole conversation about Dolly Parton.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on in that conversation? I didn't really get it.
Was that between Hormona and...
I didn't write down who it was between, but I said, what is this whole Dolly conversation? What, somebody knows Dolly Parton or knows something or connected Dolly Parton?
Hormona's friend is cousins with... Oh, no, her cousin is vaguely friends with Dolly Parton. And I don't know how that benefits
I feel like it was like it was like a dick measuring contest of who's, who's like the better person.
Wasn't at one point Hormona like, I guess you don't want to have your song sung by Dolly Parton? I'm like, what pull do you have?
I think she was trying to be like, for her not to vote for her to be in the bottom. She was like, if you want to have your song sung with Dolly Parton, I can make that happen. And it was like, oh.
Because her cousin is kind of friends with Dolly Parton?
I don't know. Have you seen the songs that Dolly Parton said? She duetted with Pitbull, I think she's sort of saying yes to everybody.
Pitbull is a famous person.
I don't know.
Then there's a part where I should have given more context here. But Anya Nerve is in a confessional. And she's like, I'm too straight for the queer community and too queer for the straight community. And I was like, back up, sis. Who are you too straight for? There's no group where Anya Nerve, she's like, I just don't fit in. I'm just too straight for anybody. I'm like,
well, she's literally wearing diamonds around her neck.
Yeah, well, she's literally a drag queen on a drag competition on RuPaul's Drag Race, and her name's Anya Nerve, right? And she's like, I'm just too straight for some queer communities. I'm like, what queer communities are you too straight for?
She's thinking about women. That's what she's saying.
yeah, exactly. I'm not even sure that's true. So then there's a part where Acacia is kind of coming for Hormona, like, I'm going to vote for you, kind of want to lip sync against you because you suck at lip syncing. And Hormona gets all fucking weird. Look, I'm going to say something right here. I said this before, I think about someone last season, though, the super white, weird looking one that like Broadway.
Which one?
What was her name? I don't know what she did. She wanted to do the Barbara Streisand whole video. Anyway.
Plasma,
thank you. And I'm gonna say the same thing here that about Hormona Lisa. I hate to say it. I think I would have had a lot of fun bullying Hormona Lisa in high school.
Oh, totally.
I'll say this. I think Hormona Lisa was a bully in high school.
Oh, 100%. The bullies, the ones who are bullied usually become bullies. And the reason I say this is the way she's like, what a weirdo logic. Because I think, again, the way that Deja Skye thought she was like a Snatch Game master and like untouchable and lip syncs, it's the same thing because, look, RuPaul is very savvy, especially in terms of publicity and whatnot. And she's in the moment and they're at a book thing and she's like, oh, this would be so gaggy, viral video wise, if I just put this person on the show. Mm-hmm. Right? And Hormona Lisa thinks that she was crowned right there or something like that. And she's like, you better not vote against me because then you're going against RuPaul who handpicked me.
But, like, the theory is that Ru picks all of those queens. So it really makes no fucking difference. And also, each year, he picks people knowing that some of them are going to go home early. Like, he doesn't pick the top 14 queens in the fucking country. No. He picks some being like, oh, she's a bit of a booger. She's not ready yet. Let's pop her on. And she can be a sacrificial lamb for the first few episodes.
Look, I'm not going to even weigh in on that. What I'm going to say, though, is I'm not even saying that RuPaul really handpicks them. But I will say that RuPaul in interview says she handpicks them. So if you're going with that, then she Look, this is what I think. I think that the casting people come up with like 20. And then RuPaul's in one meeting for 20 minutes where she comes down to the 14 and goes, yeah, get rid of these 6.
You know who Hormona Lisa reminds me of? Have you guys ever seen Fifth Element with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't make it past Third Element. I fell asleep. And...
You know when they're they're on the ship and they're in the ballroom and there's that I think it's a guy he's wearing like very white makeup and he's got earrings on and pearl necklace and he's deaf. He can't hear and Bruce Willis is trying to get him to throw him a gun and he throws him a billiard ball. That's who Hormona Lisa reminds me of, is that deaf guy.
I feel like I just watched the whole thing. Well, you know who you're kind of reminding me of right now, Laurie? Hormona Lisa.
Wow.
You kind of look like her.
Wow.
I'm not being shady. I'm looking at you right now and I'm like, same glasses, same hair, same face.
Wow.
I'm not going to weigh in on this.
Same comedy skills.
I'm staying quiet on here.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have more bird jokes for you, Nathan.
For those of you who are new listeners, Nathan told a really long story about
not just
birds.
one.
It's been more than one?
There's been several bird.
Might have been twice.
There's been several bird stories.
Why do I only remember one?
Because
there's the one where the birds were throwing rocks at a car. Isn't that what you're talking about?
I don't know if you remember this. You had to get a new computer because you took your computer and you bashed yourself in the head so you'd knock yourself unconscious. So you.
Oh, maybe that's why I don't remember it.
So you wouldn't have to listen to the story anymore.
I don't remember this. By the way, speaking of, there's a part where Sam Starr calls Hormona Lisa annoying. Sam Starr.
I don't really think there's
Sam Starr's
anyone
annoying
on this cast who isn't annoying.
That's a good point. Well, now let's move on to the next part. It's time for the looks, where the theme was, is it cake? Before we go to Mr. Blackstone, who's going to talk, I'll tell you who he's talking about. He's talking about Crystal Envy, Lexi Love, and Hormona Lisa. Did you have any big thoughts on any of the looks, Nathan? Like anyone you want to talk about? Mr. Blackstone only did 3.
Okay, well, I just want to talk about Michelle Visage and this Mary Antoinette vendetta that she has. Like, bitch,
that's going to
get
come up
the
during
fuck
Hormonalisa.
over it.
What's going to come up during Hormonalisa? Any of the other looks?
I really like Sam Stars. Yeah, that's about it.
Lori?
Oh, and Susie Toot with the donkey. Get over it. Like, not everything needs to be a pun. Not everything needs to be like a fun, unique take. Just give me it. Just show your butt. Don't actually dress up as an ass.
Yeah.
So
Lori?
they all agreed ahead of time to show their butts. That was the thing. That
that was the theme, Lori.
The
is it cake? But cake being a euphemism for ass.
Okay. So I totally missed that. Acosta forgot that. Keisha forgot that.
It wasn't obvious, I don't think.
So I picked it up like third person down. That was like, oh, they're showing their butts. But no thoughts.
There are people who signed up for Patreon to hear this. All right, let's go to Mr. Blackstone only does the tops and bottoms, and this week, like last week, is a little weird in that there's only really one bottom and two tops, or as Nathan calls it, the weekend. So let's still go first. Mr. Blackstone only has 3. I've heard them already, and he's kind of wild on this one. Here we go.
Darling, Crystal Envy gave us Coppertone realness, but more like copper tired. The metallic blue bikini barely holds together her airbrushed fantasy of abs, looking less like Hercules and more like Joe sitting in his desk chair with his disgusting rolls of fat drooping down.
Wait, what? Why am I catching strays? That's what I'm just sitting here, literally, and I'm like, even going like,
he hates you.
He doesn't like me.
It's become an ever-growing hatred. I feel like it started as an annoyance, and now he full-on hates you.
And I'm the one paying his bills.
Dog pulling her bottoms, even he seems over it. Gives a whole new meaning to the word fetch. More like, fetch yourself a better concept, faggot.
What is wrong with him?
He's angry.
He has a lot of problems, man. I'm not even being funny. What did you think of this look by Crystal Envy, Nathan?
I didn't like it. I do think it was a bit too much. Like, you're going to do the dog biting off your bikini, but then why also the tanned and the muscle suit? It just looked a bit shit.
Lori?
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was good. And I thought it was okay.
I thought it was an original idea. Nathan, do you have a connection to that Coppertone ad? Did they make it all the way down to Australia?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. So there was a famous ad. It was around for a long time. Honestly, it's like a little girl,
Jodie Foster.
Isn't it?
She was one of the Coppertone babies.
And the ad, a little dog's pulling on the babies. But
it's like
and you see the tan line and stuff like that.
And she's not wearing a top.
Lori tries to ring in any lesbian any chance she gets.
Seriously, that was a Jodie Foster deep cut.
No,
I was like,
what are you going to go shoot the president to impress her?
I only know.
Yeah.
No, he's already gone.
Lori could smell her cunt.
No, I only know this because we were talking about it a couple months ago when I was visiting my grandfather, and
how did Jodie Foster come up with your grandfather?
We were talking about baby sunscreen, and I was trying to figure out the name of.
Wait, by the way, people should know that Lori's grandfather has passed away in the past week or so.
I'm
sorry.
Okay. He was old. He was 91. So we were talking about, and I was describing the ad, and I was like, what's the name of that company? And then my mom looked it up, and then she saw the Wikipedia, and on the Wikipedia it says Jodie Foster was one of the Coppertone babies. So that's how I know.
And what'd your grandpa say?
He was
help.
He was.
Lori and her mom are just looking up Wikipedia like, I can't breathe.
No, he was in the pool. He was fine. He was going.
Yeah.
No, he was. No, I don't even think he was in the room with us. I think he was outside, banging on the door, trying to get in. we were like, all right, calm down.
All right, here we go. Next one, Lexi Love. Here we go.
Lexi Love strutted out as a Technicolor TV set. But honey, this was not prime time. It was a bad cable rerun. The sculpted corset and neon stripes gave me Pee-wee's Playhouse meets Tron. But
I could kind of see that.
Static on her screen was the real star of the show. I love this look so much that just like Pee-wee, I was stroking my dick in a seedy porn.
Okay. Why does he admit to these things? Like, didn't he admit to going to Bryan Singer's house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like
he's a maniac.
Needs to go camping.
Yeah.
And when she turned to reveal that pixelated derriere, let's just say the reception was clearer than the concept.
Oh, all right.
It didn't end on a
great turn of phrase.
I know, like a sort of good turn of phrase. All right, Nathan, any big thoughts there?
Hateful note.
Well, I really liked the TV thing, but it was when I first thought that they were meant to be cakes. I was like, she's not a fucking cake. This is shit. But now looking back on it, I quite like it.
I think it's supposed to be a little heady. It's a show called talking about a television show called Is It Cake? So it's about cake being on television. So now it's television. The cake is on television. Isn't that kind of what the thread is there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What did you think?
I
Lori?
liked it.
All right, there you go. All right, finally we have Hormona Lisa. Here we go.
Oh, sweet Hormona Lisa served us yet another Marie Antoinette. Because that guillotine hasn't been overused, am I right, ladies?
What? Is he like a night? Is he Jackie Marischek from 1986 at the Comedy Store? Lori, is he right?
Yeah, he's right. The guillotine's been overused.
Okay.
Style Rococo Fantasy was fine, but when she turned to reveal those frosted buns, the judges were already rolling their eyes harder than Marie Antoinette's head rolled out the door.
What the?
Darling, if you're gonna let them eat cake, at least make it fresh, cunt.
Jesus!
What is wrong with him?
And yet he speaks the truth.
Yeah, he doesn't tell a lie.
It wasn't the best Marie Antoinette look we've ever had, but I don't care if someone wears a Marie Antoinette look. Michelle needs to get over herself.
Here's the deal. I'm kind of with you. It was it didn't look good. It was very basic, you know? That, again, comes with the problem of just randomly selected a contestant from the audience of your book signing, okay? They're not going to have the money or access to designers that more established queens or more well-connected queens will have. But it was very, very basic on the nose. It was very on the nose. That said, Michelle, you motherfuckers choose the category. And if you choose a category like, is it cake? And we don't know what cake thing, it might have been, maybe the name of the challenge was let them eat cake or something like that, right? Or who knows, right? You're going to get Marie Antoinette things. If you have something with, it's just, you're going to have some on the nose bitches who do, by the way, this Michelle Visage is so on the fucking nose. It's about everything. And she's like, can we have enough with the Marie Antoinette? You know? And I'm like, so done. What did you think of this, Lori?
Whenever someone wears green and she raises her eyebrow, and I'm like, the queens aren't there for you.
Yeah, it's not called Michelle Visage's Drag Race.
Can you not raise your eyebrow, Nathan? Can you not?
Nathan,
yeah.
Lori, Nathan, I can't raise them like that. I can't. No, I can't. All right, well, let's move on now to the talent show. Talent show part 2. I'm going to tell you right now, from a general point of view, I didn't like any of these. There was one, and I'll tell you who it is right now. I'm going to save everyone some time. Anya Nerve, I wrote lots of charisma, but still boring. Oh, we have to spend a lot of time talking about Hormona Lisa. But so everything but Hormona Lisa. Nathan, did you have any thoughts? Not Hormona Lisa. Everyone but Hormona Lisa.
I thought On Your Nerves was boring because there was no set dressing, no prop. I just thought that's lazy. And so as soon as someone did come out with a little bit of prop, I was like, oh, well, props to your mama, because at least you brought something. And I think that's why I liked Corey's. I was like, is this song a bit of a pop?
No.
Like, she had good energy. She had set dressing. She had dancing. Any other season, I don't think she'd be anywhere near the fucking top. But this week, I was like, oh, it's all right. It's pretty good.
And this Lana Jarre, like, referencing Lux Noir. No one cares about... No one is talking about Lux Noir London. It reminded me of someone who's, like, maybe, like, really good friends with Taylor Lautner. And then they think... They'll try and make every conversation about Taylor Lautner. And you're like, no one's thought about Taylor Lautner in about 6 or 7 years. 8 years. I don't know how long. When did the last Twilight come out, Nathan?
Oh, years ago, like 10 years ago.
Has anyone thought about Taylor Lautner?
You know,
do you really?
You know, his wife is named Taylor.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm just saying, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think about that a fair bit. But this Lana as well, it's like, okay, you're going to do an original song, but can you auto-tune it at least?
Yeah.
Like you.
Also, like, notify your face that you're performing. Like, you know, like she literally looked like she was being forced by some Dubai prince to perform, and they were going to murder her right afterwards. Like, it was like, okay,
yeah.
You know, like, and pretend like you enjoy doing this.
And even Lexi, I appreciated the roller skating, but it was the same boring, like, oh, I'm Lexi Love, and I'm here to say, you know, I like to do drag in a major way. And you're like, okay, we've heard this.
Her stunts at the end saved her. I mean, it was literally a boring thing until she did the cartwheel and then the splits. Like, that was what saved her. So.
Okay. So now let's get to the person we're going to talk about. And I know Lori's going to have a lot to say here because Lori loves to critique comedy.
Yes. Well, when you're so good at it, like I clearly am, you know.
Let's talk about this Hormona Lisa. Let's let an amateur talk first. Lori, what did you think of Hormona? Nathan, what did you think of Hormona Lisa?
Where are the jokes? Like, girl, find the joke, find the joke. It was bad.
Do you have any thoughts that aren't a quote from RuPaul's Drag Race? I like how he's like, I can't find the joke. Let me do old jokes from RuPaul's Drag Race. So you don't know. Okay, so you don't know. Okay, Lori, what were your thoughts here?
So
Nathan's like mad. Oh, Nathan's pissed. Nathan just walked off the show. Go ahead, Lori.
So the reason why I think she took a class was she clearly was doing a very...
Wait, that's right. Okay, you're referencing the fact that you said you think Hormona Lisa took a class.
Comedy class. She's doing a very, like, basic setup, punchline. And I'm not saying that she had punchlines. What I'm saying is that she had setups, and then the punchline would come immediately after that, and it would be like it would be a twist on what the setup was. You know, so it'd be like, I like to spread harmony and joy, and that's what I call my legs. Except for she added so many words. So she'd be like, I love to spread joy and cheer throughout the world and universe. And that is also joy and cheer, what I call my legs. That's what I call them. And it was just so awkward. And then at one point she goes, but seriously, everyone, which is like the go-to comedy class, like transition for a joke. Like go to an open mic at like a comedy, like a place that does comedy, stand-up comedy classes. Go to like what's that one in Burbank?
There's the Ha Cafe in Lancashire.
Yeah, the Ha Cafe. I'm performing there next week. No, I forgot the name of it. Anyways, there's a comedy club in Burbank that does stand-up comedy. Go to their like open mic where they have, or their
Flappers.
Go to their like graduation show. I guarantee you're going to hear people go, but on a serious note, but seriously, everybody, but hey, let's get serious for a second. Like, that's just such a basic. And I was just like, I literally had to pause it and be like, she said that? Yeah.
But seriously, like, I don't think she took a single comedy class. You're giving her too much credit, Lori. There was
I'm not saying she was.
There was nothing.
I'm not saying she was funny.
There was no structure.
She had.
Because don't you think a comedy class coach would have been like, okay, you're going to do this in Drag Race? Let me help you craft some of these
I don't think she told
jokes.
anybody. I mean, look, did you hear her talk about her comedy? She thinks she's like the next Bill Burr. Like she thinks she's a fucking comedy genius.
What did she say?
She was like, I get asked or something like how she. Yeah, she was saying she's that's what she's known for is her stand-up comedy. So she has the hubris.
Maybe how bad it is. Like maybe she's like the William Hung of stand-up comedy.
Here's what I legitimately think happened. I think she took a comedy class. I think she invited her friends and family. I think she did well. And I think she took from that night that she's a comedy genius. And so then when she goes on RuPaul's Drag Race, which she's not ready for, she says, I'm going to do stand-up comedy because remember that one night I did so well. Well, you had your friends and family there and they didn't want you to suck. So.
And I get the impression, if I'm being honest, from what I kind of want to hear this. Hold on. Let's stay quiet so I can find this later because I'm going to be editing it right after this. I don't want to be going to bed at like 2 a.m.
Tennessee, and in the South, there's a lot of confusion and hatred around drag. And that is just coming from the queens trying to do drag. I mean,
that's awful.
Bad.
And the setup, she could have had a shorter setup and then
way shorter setup. And the punchline wasn't even great. And then her tags were I consider her actual punchline.
Okay, I'm going to rewrite the set right now. So the first joke is, my name is Hormona, and I'll remember. I'm going to make a set list. My name's Hormona Lisa. Okay, then the second one's, what is it again? She's from Tennessee?
Yeah, she's from Tennessee, and the South is really angry and confused towards drag queens.
Okay, here we go. Thanks.
Group. They're obviously all confused, and I hate that for them. But the hardest part about doing drag in the South is maintaining your tuck.
Here we go. Let me go back here. Sorry, we're going to have to hear this again.
But a whore.
Yeah.
I am from Tennessee, and in the South, there's a lot of confusion and hatred around drag. And that is just coming from the queens trying to do drag. I mean, look at this group. They're obviously all confused, and I hate that for them. But the hardest part about doing drag in the South is maintaining your tuck while having swamp ass. Am I right, T.S.?
What? Okay, that's horrible. That's like literally like, because you know what it is, Lori? It's these weird straw men that I'll have to do these jokes on Relaska Thoughts tomorrow. Swamp ass T.S. Madison. Okay, it's making these straw men arguments like, but in comedy, which is like, you know what the worst thing in stand-up comedy is? Having a tuck with swamp ass. Who knows this? And is this a real thing? Or like, okay, like it's just like they made up a fake premise so they can go, am I right, TS?
Yeah.
But then, hold on. If you even study the logic of that joke, it doesn't make any sense because what you're saying is, in the premise, this is something that happens to every drag queen. Am I right, T.S. Madison? As if like, you stupid bitch, you're the only one who gets this.
Yeah. But also, I think that.
But seriously, it's a scary time to be a drag queen. Politicians want to legislate us out of existence. Religious groups want to pray the gay away. And RuPaul wants our combined life force so she can live one more century.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to laugh at her jokes to give her some energy up there because my sister needs a lifeboat. Where are the jokes?
Oh,
my favorite part about doing drag is the sense of community, the rich history, and the ability to spread joy and beauty across the land any chance I get. Joy and beauty are what I call my legs, and I'll be happy to spread them.
Wow. This is an awful
my
set.
tuck just popped, so that's my time.
Yeah.
I don't know what Hormona said her talent was.
By the way, I would have been laughing too at how bad this set was. Nathan, you seem upset after I came for you right now. Are you upset?
I would have died. I would have been dying in the audience.
Oh, Nathan's upset. Lori?
I'm fine.
Oh,
he's
God.
crying.
Oh, my God. Drama on the show.
No,
drama
talk
on
amongst
the show.
yourselves. I wouldn't dare interrupt.
Oh
Please,
my
continue.
God, Lori, do you see what just happened here?
No, I don't.
Well, another foreign faggot
But
mad at
seriously, guys.
We should start a club.
me. Yeah.
It'd be a...
What were you saying? Oh, but seriously, yeah. Any other thoughts on this talent show?
As Michelle Visage was up in arms about Marie Antoinette, I would love for the queens to stop doing lip sync versions of their own songs. That's what I would love.
I've been ranting about this for.
Sam Starr was all up in arms that Akasha was, boring, which, okay, she was, but at least she played the guitar and sang live, You just lip synced.
Isn't this episode
I think I would have preferred if both Acacia and Hormona just fucking did a lip sync. Because these, bad attempts are worse.
But at least they're trying something, At least it's not just I'm going to do a lip sync version of my song that I've done in every drag show I've ever done. And
oh, I feel like the songs were written specifically for Drag Race.
I feel like it's a thing they do. But, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like it's just it's not a talent. That's not a talent that you have. That's just you doing your show. So.
Yeah, the format needs a shake-up. We can't keep doing this.
Ahead, yeah. Any other thoughts on the talent show, Nathan?
No.
All right. Well, now it's time to bring back my girls. Well, the public feed. All right. After the non-competing queens rate the other queens, the girls assemble onto the main stage to learn their fates. After the top two queens, the contestants voted Lexi Love and Crystal Envy as the top two queens of the week, forcing them to face off in a lip-sync battle for the win. The song Alter Ego by Doechii. Is that how you say her name?
I didn't know who she was.
After all was sung and done, Lexi Love was named the winner of the challenge. Next, isn't it all after all was, I said sung and dung. After all was sung and done. Next, we learned that Hormonalisa was voted the bottom queen of the week, forcing her to face off against Acacia Forgot in lip-sync battle for their lives. The song Yes And by Ariana Grande. In the end, Acacia Forgot was told Shantae you stay, while Hormonalisa was asked to sashay away. But wait! In a twist this season, the losing queen will get a chance to stay in the competition in a round of Badonkadunk. Here's how it works. The losing queen will pull one of 10 levers, and if they pull the right lever, Michelle Visage will be dropped into a tank of water. Hormonalisa pulled lever 7, and it worked. She lived to see another day and earned another chance in the competition. Nathan Patrick Barton, let's start with you. Any final thoughts on the episode? Have all thoughts been shared?
I did laugh after Hormona was saved. And the queens were obviously pissed because that reduces their chances if they ever get eliminated. Yeah. And one of them, I can't remember who, was like, now we only have a 1 in 9 chance of being saved. What are the odds? I was like, bitch, you just said the odds. So that's really fucking funny.
They're still 1 in 10. Why did they assume they're going to take away one of the levers?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I was like, is this every week? But then they seem to know more about it than we do. So I don't really know.
Also, Akasha said, after all the work I did, and she's still, it's like, what did you do? You lip synced. Like, what?
She put a brush up her butt.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What did you, what do you mean all the work you did?
By the way, it's Lori. For everyone in the public feed, Lori came in for the bulk of the episode.
Hi.
I chose the word bulk on purpose. Lori, do you have any final thoughts on the episode or the Badonkadunk or anything like that? Nathan really gave his thoughts on the Badonkadunk in the beginning of the episode.
I will say this. I personally feel like they clearly know the lever doesn't matter. They're going to choose who they want to save and who they don't. But I do give them kudos for doing it, because when Star and I first saw that, we were like, there's no way that Michelle Visage is going to go on that water. And I don't even know if she knew she was going to go on that water, because she clearly, after she came out of the water, was like, yeah, shit. Like, she was so pissed. So kudos to them for doing it.
By the way, Lori is part of the award-winning show, The Tea, which returns to Patreon this coming Wednesday. But what's this Wednesday? This Wednesday will be, hold on, today's the 12th, 13th, the 15th, but returns to the public feed on the 22nd of January. So January 22nd, The Tea returns to the public feed, returns to Patreon on January 15th. All right. Any other thoughts, Nathan? Any other thoughts, Lori? Can we call it a day there?
Well, now I'm just thinking that tank was quite big. And so, like, after the lip sync, were they, like, rolling it on to, like, side stage? And, like, the Queen's like, well, I'm going home. There's not going to be any surprises. And it's like, there's a giant tank in this
that part is so stupid where they're like, oh, wait. And then, like, oh, yeah, they have to do a whole setup and everything. And would they be like, where's Michelle?
Why
is she in a one piece?
Why was she changing into a swimsuit backstage?
Yeah.
What was she doing?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. So, for Lorian K. Roggenkamp, Nathan Patrick Brown, and myself.
Well, my tuck just popped, so that's my time. But seriously.
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ+ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. This podcast was produced by Luke Stamen. You can follow Nathan Brown over on Instagram at NathanBrown90. Follow Joe Batance on Instagram at Joe Batance. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Derek Byers, Doofus Maximus, E. Smith, Effie Wop, Emma, Phil Skit Pony, Blind Suki, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plank, Kathy Zender, Katie Whitmire, Lauren Eckert, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Mary S., Mike Yeager, Nikki Baker, Nikki Pettit, Polly, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Runner Brandon, Sarah Yu, Tom Bombs, Travi Cosmos, and Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.